So I bought Starlink in October of 2023, and since then we've made tons of videos about Starlink. I've broken it, I've put it together. There was a time where checking it out for inverter, it used to make a noise. On some inverters, it's normal. We've taken it to another location before, a different part of Nigeria, and tried to use it. It worked fine. We brought it back to Lagos. It wasn't working as it was supposed to anymore. So there have been a lot of things that has happened to Starlink over the years, and I just felt it would be a good time to talk about the common mistakes that people make when they are looking to buy a Starlink, or when they've already bought a Starlink. It doesn't matter if you're a new Starlink user or you're looking to buy Starlink, this video still works, right? You're going to learn a lot, and I think you should stick around for the last part of the video, because I'm going to address a few more points at the end. The very first mistake that I see a lot of people making when they're looking to get a Starlink is just deciding to go and buy. The very first thing you should actually do is go to starlink.com/map. You need to check the map and see if Starlink is actually available for your region. Yes, Starlink is available to Nigerians. Yes, Starlink is available for people in Benin Republic, also Ghana now. There are a lot of places that Starlink is available in, but it's satellite internet. Sometimes your region can be congested, and you can find out about this when you go to starlink.com/map. It's a no-brainer. We've talked about this so many times before, and I will be so mad if any of you guys buy Starlink without checking starlink.com/map. Please check. If you check starlink.com/map, you will see if Starlink is available for your region, or if your region is congested. There was a time that Lagos, Abuja, and there was another part, I think it was Jos or Kaduna, was congested. But as of the time of recording this video, if you go to starlink.com/map, it's no longer congested. It means you can actually buy Starlink to anywhere in Nigeria, and Starlink will let you activate it. But again, just check. Please check starlink.com/map. Number two, you need, and again, I'll say this over and over again, you need to buy from a reliable source. Don't buy Starlink from a third party, especially when the third party is not installing it for you. I have made videos about how you can get Starlink from Konga and Jumia. I don't hate those platforms. They do sell Starlink. A friend of mine has gotten Starlink in Port Harcourt from Jumia, and it worked for him, right? But the thing with buying from third parties is, if it has a fault, it's always a headache having to return it and everything. For Jumia, I think you can return electronic products within 7 days of buying this product. But I would always recommend that you buy Starlink from starlink.com, because if you buy from starlink.com, it will be easier for you to submit a ticket. It will be easier for you to complain about stuff, and they can look into it because you bought from them directly. Now, if you don't want to listen to me, if you want to buy from a third party instead, maybe from a guy or a store out there that sells, go ahead, but ask them to install it for you. Don't buy from them and then have them ship it to your place and then leave. Have them handle the installation. They might tell you to get somebody to climb the roof and set up the dish and everything. That's fine. It's all part of the setup, right? But they need to be there to install everything. Same way, MTN and SpectraNet guys will come around your place to install MTN fiber, for example. We made a separate video about MTN fiber recently. But let's get back to Starlink. You need to get somebody to install it for you, if that same person is willing to sell it to you. Some people buy from third party because it's cheaper, maybe because someone is leaving the country and they want to sell for like 400k or 300k or even lesser. That's fine, but make sure that who you are buying from is going to install it for you, and you can follow up with them if there are any issues. There are people who have bought Starlink from other people before, and when they log into the dashboard, it was showing that the owner of the Starlink was owing a lot of money. They haven't been paying their subscription. That happens as well. So be very careful. I bought mine from starlink.com, and they shipped it to me within like a week or so. I've made a separate video about it. We made a long Q&A session about that. So there's that. Now, the third thing I would like to mention is, when you get a Starlink, make sure that you don't leave your cables exposed, especially in a house where you have kids and it's not like a 5-story, 2-story building. The default cable that came with Starlink, or that comes with it, is actually very long, right? It's really, I don't know how many meters or centimeters it is, but it's actually very long. And it's one of those things that if you don't manage well, if you don't tie well, children can actually play with it in your living room or wherever it is you set it up in the house. If you also are passing the wire from your roof down to any part of your house, make sure that it doesn't get caught in there's something, I don't know what they are called, but those windows, that glass windows, right? There's a way you slam the window that you could actually grab your wire and you might cut it. If you cut your Starlink cable, getting a new one will not be cheap at all. So you need to also make sure that your cables are properly managed after setting up Starlink. Now, before we continue, we're trying to grow this channel and we make videos about tech, about money, about investing, about just all the techie stuff happening in Nigeria. If you like stuff like this, please like this video and hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be making more videos like this and you get a chance to also ask us questions as well. Now, the fourth thing I'd like to mention is the dish placement. Thankfully, the Starlink app, when you're setting up Starlink, you have to download the app from Play Store or App Store for your phone. The Starlink app already helps you with this, right? When you install Starlink on your roof and you install the app and you connect it to the Starlink device, it will tell you if your dish on the roof is not properly placed. If you live in a house where it's not a high-story building, you're not supposed to put your dish on the floor in the compound, because you need to set up a space where your dish needs proper coverage to the roof, right? Like open space. Don't put your Starlink dish on the floor of your house and expect good service. That's not how it works. It's satellite internet. It needs to point directly to space so you'll be able to get good coverage. So when you're setting up your Starlink, make sure to mount it on the roof. It will come with a the dish has like a stand, and you get to actually screw it to your roof or you nail it to your roof. It depends on you, right? Some people get a carpenter to handle the installation and everything, but make sure that you have good coverage. You're pointing it properly to an open space. If you live in a house where there are like two houses sandwiching yours, make sure that you don't put the dish on the floor, because those two houses might be obstructing the service. Make sure you mount it at the highest part of your roof, right? And you should be able to get good service. The next one is ignoring your plan. This is very, very interesting, because if you're somebody who used to play with your Starlink a lot, you like to change things and update things, you might one day change your plan from the residential plan, which is the default plan that comes with your Starlink, to maybe the mobile plan, which is slower, or a priority plan. The priority plan is like 2 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes as well. The 6 gigabyte priority plan is actually 474,000 naira per month. I'm not joking. So if you change your Starlink plan, you meddle with the plan and you switch to the priority plan, you're going to be paying that much money per month. That's why if you go on Twitter now and you search for Starlink, you might see screenshots of people talking about how they are owing Starlink 500k, 1 million naira. It's a thing. Like, I'm not even joking. Someone has sent this before and I just said I didn't know what to do. So if Starlink says you're owing them money, it's because you switched your plan to a priority plan that is like 400,000 naira per month, which is ridiculous. Leave it on the residential plan that came with it. Leaving it on the residential plan that came with it also means you don't move the Starlink device around a lot. If you do that, you might be moved to the roaming plan and your Starlink speed might reduce. And that brings me to the final part of the video. But before we go on, please tell me you've subscribed to this channel and you're following us already. That would mean a lot to us. Now, the final part of this video is your location, you changing location. This is one thing that could actually mess your Starlink up. I say this because for like a year after changing the location of my Starlink, I could not get over 70 Mbps. Even at night, it was like 50 Mbps, 25 Mbps. It's something that we recently fixed. Now you can get like 100 Mbps on the Starlink, but before it was bad. What happened? Well, I got Starlink in October 2023. By December of that year, we had to move the Starlink from Lagos to another state in the east for Christmas. That happened, and after Christmas, we brought it back to Lagos. We tried to set it up again in the same house in Lagos. And Starlink was like, yo, you changed your address already. At the moment, Lagos is at full capacity. Lagos is congested. You cannot change, back to the residential plan. I was frustrated. So the option we had was to move to the roaming plan, which at the time was like 49,000 naira per month. And I didn't mind paying for it. But the thing with the roaming plan is it's the plan that lets you basically move your Starlink around. It's basically the mobile plan. It's slower, but it gives you that opportunity to move your Starlink around anywhere in that country. It's a good thing, but again, not fast. So if you change your Starlink location, well, as of time of recording this video, if you change your Starlink location, while you're changing it, they might tell you, hey, you might not be able to change your location again, or if you change it now. So it's also one of those things that affect you when you buy Starlink from other people, because you're buying from somebody in Lekki phase 1. Now you live on mainland, maybe say Surulere or something. You move your Starlink from Lekki phase 1, where you actually put the original address when you were buying it. You moved it to Surulere, and now in Surulere, Starlink is saying it looks like your location has changed. If you change your location, you might not be able to change it back again. And now that you're changing your location, you're going to be on the roaming plan, and you have no choice than to accept. Now, I don't know how this goes these days for people, because I'm very sure that a lot of people would have complained about it. I wrote a ticket to Starlink about it. They told me, as mentioned before, you cannot change, you're not supposed to change your blah blah blah. It was a lot of process. So before you change your Starlink location to another part of the country or elsewhere, make sure that region that you're moving to will work fine on a residential plan. It's not congested. It's not a place like Lagos. Using Starlink in places like Lagos and Abuja requires you to not be changing the address or moving it around anyhow. If you have a friend who is asking you for your Starlink dish, or asking you to bring your Starlink, device to their house, maybe for a party, unlimited internet and all, tell them that it's very risky. You might not be able to change your location when the party is over. So that's the update I have for you guys. We still talk about Starlink a lot. If you have questions for me, feel free to ask me. If you're going through any issues with your Starlink, feel free to leave it here in the comments as well. I will try to give you a response as much as I can. Thank you for your time. Now see you later. Peace.